He was called Saif Allah, the Sword of Allah, a man who never lost a battle in his life, feared by the Romans, respected by his enemies, and, immortalized in Islamic history. But what if Khalid ibn al-Waleed had never accepted Islam? Imagine this, the same man who led the cavalry at the Battle of Uhud that almost shattered the Muslim army, never switched sides, never embraced the message of Islam, never joined the ranks of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Today we enter an alternate world, one in which Khalid remains Islam's fiercest enemy, not its greatest defender. Before we rewrite history, let's remember who Khalid was. Born into the powerful Quraysh tribe of Makkah, he was a natural tactician and warrior. At the Battle of Uhud, he exploited a moment of weakness and turned what looked like a Muslim victory into a devastating defeat. Even the Prophet, peace be upon him, was injured. That one maneuver showed the genius of a man who, at the time, had no interest in Islam. But a few years later, in 629 CE, everything changed. He embraced Islam after deep reflection, seeing the tide of truth and justice turning. And when he joined the Muslim ranks, it wasn't just another conversion. It was the arrival of a war machine. In just a few years, he led the Muslims in key battles like Mu'tah, Yamama, and Yarmouk. His strategic genius held the early Islamic community together during its most fragile moments, especially right after the death of the Prophet. During the Ridda Wars, when many tribes rebelled and Islam's survival was at stake, it was Khalid's leadership that crushed the rebellion and brought the Arabian Peninsula under unity again. And after that, his campaigns against the Byzantines and Persians shaped the future of not only Arabia, but honestly the world. But now, let's ask the question that, changes everything. What if Khalid never converted? Let's say he remained a Qurayshi general, loyal to Makkah's old order, or, even worse, offered his sword to the Byzantine Empire. The early Muslim community would have lost its strongest military commander at a time when it was surrounded by threats on all sides. The Ridda Wars might have dragged on, weakening Abu Bakr's position. Multiple tribes may have permanently broken away from Islam, thinking the movement had lost momentum without the Prophet alive and no strong leader to carry the mission forward. Worse, if the Byzantines or Persians had Khalid on their side, someone who, honestly, knew Muslim tactics inside out, the Muslim armies could have faced crushing defeats at places like Yarmouk or Qadisiyah. These defeats might have stopped Islam from spreading beyond Arabia at all. There may have been no Islamic presence in Syria, Iraq, or Egypt, no Golden Age in Baghdad, no Islamic Spain, no Ottomans, no global influence as we know it today. Europe's Renaissance might never have received the scientific and philosophical knowledge preserved and enhanced by Muslim scholars. The ripple effects are, honestly, endless. Even culturally, the loss of Khalid would have been devastating. He wasn't just a commander, he was a symbol that the truth of Islam could win over even its most powerful enemies. Without that narrative, perhaps fewer people would have believed in the message. Maybe weaker hearts would have turned away when trials came. But history did not choose that path. Khalid did embrace Islam, and in doing so, he became one of its greatest pillars, a man who never sought fame or fortune, only victory for the cause he believed in. He once said, "I fought in so many battles, hoping for martyrdom. But here I am, dying on my bed like a camel. May the eyes of cowards never sleep." Even in death, his legacy stirs courage. So what can we learn from this? Sometimes the destiny of nations lies in the decision of one person, and sometimes Allah chooses the most unexpected people to carry out his plans. Khalid ibn al-Waleed was once Islam's enemy, but he became its sword. Without him, the story of Islam might have been very different or never fully told. If this journey through alternate Islamic history made you think, imagine what more we could uncover together. Hit that like button and subscribe now for more hidden stories, powerful what-ifs, and eye-opening lessons from the past. Comment below. What do you think would have happened if Khalid never accepted Islam? The best comment will be featured in our next video.